Hello again. I am no football fan, although as a matter of popular culture, I am of course familiar with some of the chants which typically accompany matches. If I had the wings of an eagle, if I had the arse of a crow, I'd fly over Chelsea tomorrow and that kind of thing. I've made a little bit of a study of those as it happens. They're fascinating because the tradition of shouting and chanting insults at an enemy before battle is an ancient one. In fact, it's even mentioned in the Bible. It goes back at least 3 or 4 thousand years. When such chanting is directed by English football fans against the leader of their own country, this tells us that something interesting and new is happening. One cannot imagine fans calling John Major rude names, or James Callaghan, or even Edward Heath. The spontaneous abuse of Keir Starmer, which took place at the Birmingham football stadium of Villa Park the other day when England was playing Andorra, marks a sea change in public discourse. When even football fans feel the need to abuse you publicly in this way, then your days as Premier are almost certainly numbered. Absolutely nobody, other than a few Labour MPs, actually supports our Prime Minister or approves of the policies which his government is pursuing. Labour voters are as furious about immigration as those who vote Tory. Everybody is sick of the net zero agenda, which is constantly driving up electricity prices, and almost everybody to whom one speaks feels that the National Health Service has become an embarrassment. You would have great difficulty in finding a single person in the kingdom who says that Keir Starmer is a good Prime Minister and that they will vote for him at the next election. Even those whose stated intention is to vote Labour at the next general election pray that by that time Starmer will no longer be leader of the party. Try as I might, I cannot remember anything quite like this in the past. I can certainly remember unpopular prime ministers, but they always had their supporters among ordinary voters, even when many people disliked them. I'm thinking now of Margaret Thatcher, for example. I do not believe that any voter has a good word, though, to say about Starmer. Only Labour MPs who know that they depend upon his survival if they wish to continue to draw that £93,000 a year salary hope that his ministry survives for another few years. They're the only ones saying what a good job he's making of it. He has no real power, as we saw in the recent reshuffle. He wanted to get rid of Ed Miliband, who is, of course, destroying the economy with his loopy plans, but Miliband flatly refused to be moved. David Lammy is a terrible liability, a stupid man who is fit for nothing. And yet he is needed as a token black in the cabinet, so you can't get rid of him either. We have a prime minister without power whom everybody dislikes. This is not really good for the country. And as I say, when football fans at an international match start slagging off their leader in a very robust and unambiguous fashion, then it tells us something serious about this state of the nation.